Photoshop 2024, how to create a sort of weird and wonderful design such as this gradient filled design. Well, let's just go to a completely fresh document, and in that, go to the gradient tool. So here's the gradient tool. Once you've got that, select it and go for classic gradient. Now I'm just applying it on a background layer. You could of course apply it on any layer if you wish. Next thing to do, just click up here and select one of these sort of like super colourful gradients with lots and lots of, in this case I'm just going to go for a rainbow design. And the key thing for this is to go to stripes. So you've got something here, it's got lots and lots of stops. With stripes, if you apply it now, it will create lots and lots of lines. So click OK. I'm going with linear, and I'm also using blend mode of difference. That's the key thing. So just click and then hold down Shift and drag across. And now you can see you've got these lines, these stripes. Of course, you could add more stops and create all kinds of different gradients, but you can also simply use this blend mode of difference and again apply it again and start somewhere else. And then release. Click and drag and release. Click and drag and release. And you can see as you do that, you're just creating multiple stripes. Now, of course, you can go up here and you can change the colour in the gradient as well. Simply click there, maybe select different stops and change the colours. The stripes are happening because of this method. Now, this is only in 2024. So you haven't got 2024, this won't happen. Of course, you can create this in other ways as well. Obviously, maybe using shapes and other ways. But stripes, I think, is a really quick and easy way of doing it. So once you've done that, what you can then do is you can actually go the other direction as well. Just drag down there and release. And you can see now you've got these squares or rectangles. And of course, you can repeat that multiple times. And very quickly you can build up quite a complex design. Well, this design can also be saved as a preset, as a pattern preset if you want. Now you can of course modify this design, use the wave effect on this, but you can also go to edit and down to define pattern. Now this will be saved as a pattern. So define pattern, and you could of course use all kinds of different designs. Click OK. Now you can also, if you wish, go to image, adjustments, and maybe just recolor it. So you might like something slightly different from this. Maybe go down here and you've got color lookup. So you can go for that. Maybe load one of these, and you can see by just selecting different ones, you can create different designs. Maybe go for beach or film stock and so on. Or maybe horror blue to create a more blue design. And of course you can use other adjustments if you wish. There's a load of different adjustments to modify the colours. Again, once you've changed something, you can always add some more squares or rectangles simply by, again, clicking, holding down Shift and dragging and create more lines that way. But also go to Edit and again, Define Pattern, so you store it away. Click OK. Now you can go to Layer, New Fill Layer, and you go to Pattern. And you can set this to any size. So pattern fill, you can obviously change the name of the pattern layer. Click OK. And it always goes to the first pattern preset. Now, obviously, I've got some more. Doesn't go to the one you last created, which is a pity. So just select that one. And you can now see you've got your pattern there. The great thing about this now, as a pattern layer, you can also go here and say, set it to 50. So you can see it's a pattern design. You can put it to 25 to reduce it down. Also, you can go here to angle. So if you want, you can go, say, to 45. So you can have it as a diagonal design. And click OK. Oh, now you can apply some effects to it. And I think one of my favourite effects is filter and go down here to distort and wave. Of course, you could use twirl, you could use shear, all kinds of different ones. But wave's great. If you select that, and it will come up because it's a layer there, you can convert it. Or if you want, simply cancel it. And you can always simply just go to layer and flatten image. So you can just flatten it and then just use it there. You don't have to flatten it. Of course, you could just turn it into a smart object. Then filter, and again, down to distort and wave. In that, Generally what I do, I go to set the value to 1. See, I think if you push like generators, all you end up with quite often really high values, lots of noise. So 1, I think looks very... This preview, unfortunately, is very, very small, but you can see it. You can make it out. You can also randomize it as well. You can change the wavelength. Normally, I go for wavelength like 1, 926. And you can sort of see as you change it. I like to push it up to basically between 1999. And also, you can change the amplitude as well. So you can just change it, and you can see if you push it like fairly high like that, you get more like circular designs there. Especially if you're using the sine. Obviously, if you're using triangle, it's going to be different. So you've got amplitude there, you can tweak it. If you want circular, you can increase that or just keep it about the same. Modify the scale, etc. And I'm using wraparound. You can also click randomize if you want, but I'm just going to go with what I've got now and click OK. And there is the end result. Basically, you can just then zoom in a bit. You can see now you've got this lovely sort of circular design. I mean, fairly similar to that. Now, of course, you can still modify the colour if you want. You can always go to Image, Adjustments, go to Levels, and then just tweak that. Just change that, make it brighten it up a bit. Click OK. And another thing I quite like to do to create some interesting is to go to Filter, and you can go down and Stylize and Oil Paint. And in Oil Paint, now you might not want to push it up to the height. Maybe Cleanliness, just keep it fairly low, because otherwise if you push it up too high, you can see what happens. It sort of really smudges it too much, I think, sometimes. But you can push it down and don't have to worry about these ones unless you're going with lighting. And click OK. Once you've done that, you just create a bit of a smearing, blends it in a bit better. And you can always apply it a couple of times. I always prefer to use maybe Filter, Oil Paint a few times like that to create this sort of weird and wonderful circular based wave, weird and wonderful background design. And of course, what you can also do, if you want, you can always select particular areas, maybe use it to create some depth to design, just because at the moment, obviously, it's a very flat design. And of course, also what you can do is you can go to Layer and you can duplicate that layer. Or maybe create another design using a similar sort of approach, like this design here. Maybe then copy that in and paste it on top and blend the two together with Layers panel is another possibility to create even more sort of abstract circular designs like this. Well, if you've got any comments, questions, always great to hear from you. A like or dislike, always appreciated. Also, please subscribe to the channel, always adding new tutorials about Affinity Photo, Photoshop, and many other applications as well. Bye.